Om Brahma Gururvishnu Gurudevo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru Brahma Gururvishnu Gurudevo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jnanamulam Gurumurtihi Pujamulam Gurupadam Mantramulam Guruvakyam Mokshamulam Guru Kripa. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Shri Nannagaru Satsang.
Thank you, Grishma. Om Shri Nana Paramatmane Namaha. So, Vani ఇదివరకు ఆల్రెడీ మనకి తెలుగులో చేసింది అండ్ బట్ తన ఇంగ్లీష్ లండనర్స్ కన్నా బాగుంటుంది అనేవారు నాన్నగారు. సో వీ వాంటెడ్ టు మేక్ ఇన్ ఇంగ్లీష్ ఫర్ అ లాంగ్ టైమ్ నౌ. సో ఇట్ విల్ బి వండర్ఫుల్ టు హ్యావ్ అ సెషన్ విత్ యూ ఇన్ ఇంగ్లీష్ వాణి, బికాస్ నాన్నగారు చాలా ముచ్చటగా అనేవారు కదా. ఐ మీన్ వాణి మాట్లాడుతూ ఉంటే ఇండియన్ మాట్లాడినట్టు అసలు అక్కడ వాళ్ళే ఇండియన్ అంటే నమ్మలేదమ్మా. అసలు నీ గురించి ఒక్కసారి నువ్వు కనిపించి వెళ్తే ప్రాబబ్లీ ఫర్ 2 to 3 months he will talk about you. అంటే హౌ మచ్ హీ లవ్డ్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ us and then how precious గా చూసుకున్నారా మన అందరినీ. And you were that one of the precious children of Nana.
I have experienced epitome of his grace.
Yes.
At times I was like, is it possible to love someone beyond this? More. And it was literally drenched completely in his love and grace.
మాకు కూడా అనిపించేది అంటే కారణ జన్మం నీదు అని, బికాస్ యు వర్ బ్రిలియంట్ ఈవెన్ ఫ్రమ్ చైల్డ్హుడ్. యూ హ్యాడ్ ఎక్స్ట్రాడినరీ బ్రిలియన్స్ రా. ఐ మీన్ when someone is so brilliant kada, it happens that your life goes adventurous.
It does, because when especially even after I became a mother, I kind of understood the words more what Nannagaru said. The first time ever I met him, I was around 10 years old. This person, grandfatherly figure, wearing this white attire, everyone is bowing down to him. And mom is like, behave like this, don't be like that, you keep talking out aloud, you can't do that, you have to touch his feet. And as a 10-year-old I had these questions, why is one person being revered so much? What is special about him? For the first time I went Nannagaru, my favorite fruit is guava. This is the first ever experience, the first ever memory in Swarajam Auntie's house. He was handing out fruits. There was this mixture of apples, bananas. People were getting fruits to him. He used to bless and give them back. And he was giving fruits to one who have not actually given anything as well. To people on the side, I was sitting right in the front. My thoughts as a 10-year-old was, don't give me an apple, don't give me a banana, give me a guava. Like, that is my favorite fruit. And it was as if immediately he looked at me at that very precise second. I didn't speak out aloud. I was like, wish he gives me a guava. He got the biggest out of it. He literally went through the guava. He got the biggest out of it. He looked at me and he placed the guava in my hand. And
So that was your first meeting with Nannagaru.
yeah, and I got confused. Did I really speak it out aloud? How did he know that I want a guava? You know, there were so many fruits. He could have given me anything. And then
Guava is rare, Ravani. I mean, guava is a rare thing because it's generally bananas or oranges or, as you said, apples, pomegranates,
exactly.
but guava is rare.
And he also, I was looking at that biggest guava, mind you, and he gave me that. I wanted that one. So I didn't much understand about his presence being everywhere, us being him in entirety. Every thought, what generates in us is something which he already knows. So, you know, if we speak in a two-person mode, if I keep him separate from me and say, as we are talking today, I kind of feel that I don't have a right to say that, you know, him and me are one, but that's how I live my life. So,
wow,
you know,
wow.
now,
It gives me
nowadays,
goosebumps,
it doesn't surprise me anymore.
It gives me goosebumps when you say we are not different from him. So truly, we are not different from him. As you said, experience, okay, oneness, adanta. Yeah, it's true. We will experience it someday. But now, we are living in unison with Nannagaru is true. Totally true.
So, my being and his being is same.
Yes.
What made what energy is in him is the same energy in me. So I am not different from him.
Yes.
So what that identification that I, you know, whenever I say I am, you know, putting that oneness aside and I'm seeing myself as a reflection, which he was trying to teach us that there are no two objects.
Yes.
There is no one in existence.
Yes.
But we have been conditioned so, we have been living so, and it's, you know, it's not like that I haven't experienced. It's not our fault. It is not something which, and I'm grateful that I'm on to that path.
Yeah, obviously, Vani. So,
And,
I mean, like, yeah. Because, yes, but as you said, we are on the path. I mean, we are blessed, we are in grace, we are in the path.
Absolutely. So, one thing I want to, you know, today, you know, I've been listening to Satsang. Much has been said about surrenderness, much has been said about Shravana, much has been said about, you know, he's nameless, formless. There are different ways to achieve that goal.
True.
One thing I specifically find which has helped me, I want to talk about things I do in everyday life which help me so that, you know, even if one person is able to pick something out of it, if it helps any other, I feel that today's talk has achieved its purpose. Acceptance is a word which is not given enough weightage in spiritual world, I feel. People get all sorts of thoughts. You can get jealous thoughts, you can get nasty thoughts, you can get good thoughts, any kind of a thought. And once you get any kind of a nasty thought, especially people who are in their spiritual path, some of them, especially who are in samsara, especially, you know, living this normal, having kids and all, they feel guilt. Oh, I'm a Nannagaru devotee, I am a Bhagavan devotee, how did I get such a thought? I want to say to every one of you that I've been through the dark periods, came out the other side. One thing I learned is acceptance. It's fine. You got jealous of your family member because they have more money. It's fine. Jealous. It's a thought. It's a feeling. You have it. Accept it. Acceptance is the first step towards eliminating that vasana or that thought. Don't fight it. You know, any kind of thoughts you have which you think are not good, any kind of, even if you have done something, in terms of people give this big name, Papan Chesanu, I have sinned, I have this. Even if you have sinned, the acceptance that you have sinned is the first step to do prayashchittam, or, you know, to repent for those. In my life, Nannagaru taught me, own what you do. take responsibility for your own self, for your thoughts, for your deeds. Once you get that acceptance, the reason all the scriptures, be it whatever religion, keep teaching us is do good. Because while doing good, at some point, we are turning inward. Here I want to tell a quote of Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi saying that happiness is your nature.
Yes.
It is not wrong to desire it. It is not wrong to be happy. It's nowhere does it say that you are leading a human life, very blessed, that we got a life in which we can take God's name, we can travel in His path. But if anything gives you happiness, for me, right now studying, seeing patients, it gives me happiness. I couldn't do Ugadi Puja or I couldn't do Dasara Puja because I was talking to my patients. I don't feel guilt about it. I'm happy. Because I am seeking Him in what I do.
Wow, that's beautiful, Vani. That's really beautiful.
Some people tell me, even my friends, I couldn't make it to the temple in time, the Archana got finished. It's fine. It does not matter how much you offer, how much of money you've offered. That very thought that you are with Him at the very same time and you're thinking about Him is equivalent to 1,000 Archanas you do in person in temple.
True.
Understanding that has actually liberated me. It made me free. Now, there is a very strong difference we need to identify. It's a very thin line between laziness and acceptance. That also I experienced. What? Sometimes you do. He's everywhere, no? It's fine. I pray from
You are so true. I mean, so honest, and I mean this something very, very beautiful about you. I always found was, Vani, you were so true to yourself, irrespective of anything in life.
That is what acceptance taught me, Akka. That is what owning up to my mistakes taught me, is that the minute I own up, because I've identified 6 out of 10 times it was laziness. Oh my God, I have to get up at 4 o'clock on Diwali to do this. Oh my God, I have to do this. I have to cook and then I have to go to the clinic. Then I have to go to the hospital. I have a shift. You find reasons. He never asked you to do this puja. But I'm justifying myself. I'm in the surrender path, no? Fine. So, then I accepted that I am doing this. Now what? I have successfully got that from 6 to 4. I'm still doing it. Not that, but I am happy that I have identified that. So it need not be the same as it has, in your, in all of our daily lives. Everyone has this. Everyone has different, Grishma puts out a message that satsang is going to happen. All week I'm telling myself, this week it's not peaceful. I will join the satsang. I'll do this. Half an hour before, husband or wife or kids suggest, let's go outside, and you went. That guilt of not being able to join the satsang. I think we should drop that guilt first, because it's kind of us making us set deadlines which we don't want to. Goals which are not.
Yeah. I mean, we need to be open, and if it happens, it happens. Otherwise, it's okay. Yeah.
And in any spiritual path, what Nannagaru taught me, whatever path it is, doesn't matter. You can lie to 1,000 people around you. It won't bother, but you can't lie to yourself. Correct. That internal means you can't lie to him, because a word which is even about to generate, a thought which is about to generate, is something, it's like if you and me are watching a movie, Akka, I can't ask you, did you see this? You are watching it. You are me. And for him, you are in me. So So, going back to the quote, happiness is our nature. It is not wrong to desire it. What is wrong is seeking it outside.
Yes, correct. Yes.
So every time I do, I'm seeking it outside. We try to justify, we try to blame whatever decisions we take. And I think even in daily life, forget about spiritual, even in everyday life, if I think that one learns acceptance, their life will be much, much more better.
Yes. Easier, better, easier.
Very easier.
Yes.
That, literally, physically, you feel this weight being lifted off you. To describe, I don't know if I've shared this before, I'll tell you one incident which has happened with Nannagaru. I think I've shared with you.
But in English, you haven't, so you share everything possible.
This is one thing wherein, before Nannagaru has left for heavenly abode, a year before when I came, I was sitting with him, and then he showed me like this doctor has given my death date. She told me when she'll pass away. And then after that there was a break, and then everyone was looking at me with daggerful eyes.
What did they announce his day of death?
And I never said anything, and my mother got on to me, how dare you speak all this nonsense, why did you do this, it hurts the sentiments of many. And I'm like, clueless. I'm like, okay, I didn't fight that. And I'm like, he said it. The reason that he thinks I am so owned to him, he owns me so much, he doesn't need my permission. He and I am one. He just said it. He used my shoulder to fire that out.
Yes. Though you never said it.
I hardly speak anything in front of Nannagaru. I don't know, most of them who know me personally.
Yes, true.
We just speak in silence. I speak to him in silence.
Yeah.
Till day, you will be surprised. Now I'm not surprised anymore. Everyday incidents, they happen such. One such thing I'll tell you. Recently I came to India to do head tonsure, puttu ventikalu, for my younger one, because of COVID it didn't happen. She's 4 years old. It was happening in Madurai, and it was happening in a place which is away from Madurai 2 hours. It is in middle of nowhere. Middle of nowhere. And we have no contacts over there, nor my in-laws. And I had to arrange 2 events, catering, the place and everything. I don't know who to talk to. My husband was like, he was cool at first. He was showing that he's all cool. 15 days before we are flying to India, he's like, nothing is arranged, Vani. What are we going to do? And, I'll show you guys. I have this picture of him on my table always.
Okay.
So, and then I have Nannagaru's right across the hall on the wall. So we keep conversing. I'm like, I literally talk to him. I'm like, now, I was talking to Bhagwan and Nannagaru saying like, he's getting irritated. It is 15 days. I am not going to get irritated, boss. I am cool. It's not my job. It's yours. Somehow things will fall into place. I know that. And very, one of my friend's mother, she was talking to me, and then she was like, she's from Madurai. And then she was like, Vani, I heard you're coming to India. And then, yes, auntie, I'm doing this. There's a head tonsure and this thing. And she was like, is it one of the caterers, when my brother's wedding, he's doing it. You wouldn't believe, if anyone maximum what they will do, Akka, they'll give you a contact number.
Ante.
Yeah?
Contact you, like they'll ask you to arrange for yourself.
She came to all of the events. I hardly know her 15 days before the event. She is local MLA's sister. She arranged the catering. She arranged the transport. She arranged the people who are working there. She invited me to the home. She even bargained on my behalf for the money. It's like my own mother was doing everything. And on that day, I was like, oh my God, how do I, things don't surprise me anymore, in which he kind of comes to my rescue or my help every day.
Yes.
And I've kind of, initially I was like, oh my God, I used to get so excited, talk to my mom about this happened. And then I'm like, why am I treating this as a miracle? It is so obvious because he knows when the moment I surrender myself 100%,
Yes.
it's his responsibility. He takes charge.
Yes.
Before that, he'll be watching as if you are watching a soccer or football game. How much they are trying, I am trying, I will do this, I will do this. I'll put my efforts, not happening, I'll move my efforts, not happening. The moment that's the reason I thought I am lazy. I am a hell lazy person. Path of surrenderness, complete surrenderness has always worked for me.
Mm-hmm.
And one more, not only, this one day, I had to finish my studies. I didn't finish the target number of questions for certain exam, and then I was irritated with myself. I had an argument with my, better half, Shiva, and then my mind was all disturbed. And then I wanted to see Bhagwan. And then there was a thought, every time I do this, I shouldn't be doing this. And then came this acceptance part. I need to accept that I'm getting irritated and spoiling peace of myself and others. And I wanted to see Bhagwan's photo. But then there was break. I was working. Then there was a break happened. Then I opened Facebook. I have this habit of going through Facebook news and videos. I clicked a random video just to watch. Someone has recommended. It was of this hero Sai Dharam Tej who recently met with an accident. And he was giving some message to his fans. Click that video, in the background there is Bhagwan's photo.
Oh.
How random is this?
Random, I know.
I'll even share that video. I shared that video to my mom. Whenever, the thing is, seek the truth, you will find it.
Yeah, absolutely. Undoubtedly, absolutely, Ra.
That's the reason when things unfold, you don't, one doesn't need to think or worry about not understanding something. He will reveal himself in ways unfathomable, in such odd and unexpected godly hours. It was like in the middle of nothing, Facebook video of some hero talking about his accident. How random can things be more random than this? It is not that he is a devotee of Ramana Maharshi. I don't know camera person, not Bhagwan, because he was talking some kind of spiritual way. There is his Bhagwan's photo in the background. And there are times, my daughter does to me, Mommy, I'll close my eyes, find me, kind of. I played such games with him as well. And I'll tell you, literally I've done this. My husband will be sitting there and I'll be thinking of something. I have to make a decision A and B. And I'm like, Bhagwan, you got to help me. I don't have time this time, so respond faster. I even give deadlines that please do respond faster. This is how. And I'm like, if this is A, let Shiva come and talk to me about this particular decision. And it has happened a number of times. These are just mere examples I give of how surrenderness, complete surrenderness, works wonder in life.
Yes.
And to people who don't know, let me tell you, when we achieve something, the first thing which will come is ego.
Correct.
Tons and tons of it.
Yes.
And he has shown me the darkest of darks an ego can take. When initially, when I was in my teenage, when I went to Nannagaru, he told me that you will see tremendous heights of success in life, but your ego will bring you down. He told me, he warned me, and I was like, no, I will fall into the ditch, I'll get hurt, then only I'll understand. I won't believe, you randomly tell. How can I believe you just told me? How come he knows everything? And he taught me and when I went to my darkest of darks, There was this day that everything in life was working against me. Every little thing. This was approximately in year 2010, 2009, sorry. And then I went to visit Nannagaru. I was sitting there and nothing, and I never asked him. I never did anything. And I wanted to do medicine at that time.
Yes.
And at the age of 28, 29, getting back into education, if I tell anyone, people will start laughing back in India. Who thinks of education start? And when I'm saying medicine, not just the undergrad degree, I did 10th class, 12th class exam, everything again, all the subjects here to get into medicine.
My God.
So, and I wanted to do that, but I was thinking, if I talk about this will be weird. I voiced out this to my family. I had a fully paid job in a bank. Absolutely good money at that time. Even my mom was like, are you crazy? Because I was starting things and not completing them. I used to start this, okay, I'm going in this direction, I don't want to do this. I'll start this, I don't want to do this. I probably have picked up 10 different directions, but I wasn't feeling happy in any of this. And this quote, if something is not making me happy, why should I be there? That was my argument. And people used to think, why she doesn't do anything, she'll start a job, she won't finish it. People used to think me that, and she's not a person of her word.
Okay.
I couldn't convey this at that time. How do I convey this? Because mental health, talking about mental health, talking about your feelings is such an alienated concept in India.
Yes,
especially
correct.
Even
True.
My family was at that time. It is such an alienated concept. Even if you see, they think if you are not able to handle stress, you are weak. You'll be given a taboo. That's why people don't talk about it.
Yes, true.
And I was seeking strength. I was drawing my strength from Nannagaru. One thing which he has taught me, he had made me so courageous. No matter how many people in the room are speaking against to me, if I believe that this is the truth, I'll stand up for it.
Yes.
Let 100 people be against me, let entire family be against me. But the thing is, I should believe that there is truth in it. And at that time, I went to Nannagaru and I did not even say anything to him that I want to do medicine, want to do anything. And I'll tell you, my dad at that time, he showed palmistry to people. People, 2, 3, apparently very good palmists, very good astrologists told me that I don't have education. They told me I don't have marriage. She can never lead a married life with kids and all the way you want. And let me tell you, to all of the people who don't know, I am married for the last 9 years now and I have 2 kids. And it was predicted by 3, 4 people. She no marriage, no normal family life, no education. And what happens is, when your mind is weak, you will try and justify astrology, palmistry. Your mind will start going in different directions to search for peace. And we become gullible to these scams.
Yes, absolutely, Vani.
I'm not saying astrology is not a branch of science. It is. There are very few handpicked people who watch that.
You can predict it exactly, and moreover, it depends on the time of your birth, which might not be exact, right? I mean, there are so many factors to it, Vani. There are so many factors to it, and as you said, if you're going to go blindly with these things, I mean, you are becoming a slave to something which does not really exist.
So I was sitting in front of Nannagaru. He was just coming out. I was thinking about that palmist, what is he saying, and I'm looking at the lines. what the funny thing is, just before meeting Nannagaru, my dad took to a palmist who was close to Jinnu, just like an hour from there. We went there in the break time and we came back to Nannagaru. And that guy told me, no marriage, no kids, no education, nothing in her. Just she's doing job. She should continue doing that. And she'll be okay. I was not worried about the marriage and kids, but I was thinking about education and already had in my mind I want to do medicine. And I'm looking at Nannagaru. Nannagaru came out, he sat, he came closer to my face, eyes into my eyes. Ni sankalpa balam goppadaite. Your destiny will be rewritten.
Wow.
If your will is strong enough, by the grace of Guru, your destiny will be rewritten. And only grace of Guru can do that. He literally looked eye to eye, close to my face, and he told me this. Nothing.
Awesome.
No, I never asked him medicine, I want to study, I want to do this, I have to do my 10th exam, 12th exam, I have to go back, do my medical entrance all over again. And I have to leave a good paying job in the bank and then nothing. He just told me. And when I was going away, he called me back and said, do you remember what I told you? And I said, yes. And he told me again, if your will is strong enough. And he told me, God, he loves, when, Geeta or Bharati, my daughters, they are playing, sometimes they do funny actions or sometimes they do anything by mistake. They are cute. Their mistakes are cute at this age. That's how he sees us.
Yeah.
Like we see a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old doing mistakes.
Yeah.
Mother doesn't get angry. We don't get angry on them. How 1-year-old or a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. And my mistakes have been seen by Nannagaru and by Bhagwan, and since then he has been my guardian angel. Every point. Everything I do, right from a little thing to anything big, he was there all the time with me since then in every decision, even day-to-day decisions of eating something, little examples like I was in the hospital, I was working for almost 6-7 hours, I was very hungry, I forgot my wallet in the accommodation room, I didn't have any money. So in English speaking countries, usually it is very obligatory to ask someone for money to go and buy something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'm hungry, that's fine, another 2 hours I'll complete the shift, we'll find something to eat or something. So one of the other doctors whom I know was working on the other ward, she had extra food and extra chapati with her. She came, she remembered me that, Vani is here, let me go and see if Vani is there. She came and she gave me her lunch.
So sweet.
And how sweet. Before saying that, I looked at Bhagwan and said, what have you decided today in my fate? I'm going hungry. This is not right now. But tomorrow you might better arrange lunch for me. I do such kind of conversations with Nannagaru or Bhagwan. So like, what is this? Yeah, today you made me hungry. Not fair enough. I said that to him. And then I went about my work, I forgot, and then she came searching for me with the lunch. If I keep compiling these might seem as miracles, but I've stopped seeing them as miracles because I'm normal
our daily life. Yes.
Let's start normalizing. We are him.
Yes.
Normalize this thought.
Yes.
Every thought which generates from within is from him.
Yes.
And accept. Anything good happens, you're very happy. Anything bad happens, you're like, why is this happening to me? Why? What have I done? Accept it with same grace. Acceptance is the first part in any spiritual path, no matter you're taking Sharanagati, Shravanam, you like chanting his name, you like reading, you like self-inquiry. Any part of, they say the 9 forms of bhakti, Navavida bhakti, anything. And I feel another important aspect in knowing him is love. Don't have fear of God.
Yes. Love. Yes.
ఈ మొక్కు చేయకపోతే ఇది అవుతుందేమో, ఈ మొక్కు చేయకపోతే అది అవుతుందేమో. It is like, I'll come and give my hair, I'll come and I'll come and make darshan
Donate
to you.
something. Yeah.
Do it because you love him.
Mm-hmm.
Go see him. Watch. You like Madhura Meenakshi. You like Lord Rama. You like Lord Krishna. You want to go Mathura. See him. See him because you want to see him.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you want to see your daughters? Why do you want to see your sons? Why do you want to see your parents? Because you love them. You don't have conditions that, okay, my mother came to see me twice, so I'll go and see them twice. Do things. You want to do puja, you want to clean out all of your puja room, you want to decorate him with flowers. Do it because you love him.
Love him, yes.
The moment it feels obligatory, stop doing it. Do not do it, because there is no point. Either he is not, I would, when I say he, I say Bhagwan or Nannagaru will not happy because you're doing out of obligation. And that somewhere, oh, that day I didn't worship you with flowers, that's why this has happened. He never asked us to worship with flowers, and he never asked us to blame him for not doing something.
Yes, true. I mean, mind gets stuck in petty things. I mean, yeah, too, like, once you surrender everything else becomes secondary. You're not, like, conditioning in your mind anymore. As you said, you will be in tune with him, completely in tune with him. So your action, your word, your thought becomes him.
And having said that, it does not mean I don't get angry, my mental peace doesn't get disturbed, I have fully not attained that has not dawned on me that we are completely one. I have not achieved that oneness yet, but I am on the path to go there. I am now confident. I am on that path. Now, how long does my journey take? I am not worried about it.
Yeah, not at all, because why worry when we will reach destination, we will get there.
Absolutely, because it's his responsibility to take me there.
Yes, and we have complete faith that he will do it.
Nannagaru used to cite this example. Your responsibility lies in getting onto a bus or train. Taking you there is train. Bus driver's responsibility.
True.
So I have boarded that.
Yes.
I am much a passenger on that. Whatever means of transport he'll take me, I love saying that my means of transport is complete surrenderness.
Yes.
And I am aboard that. And find your transport. You like self-inquiry, you like devotion, you like surrenderness, or you like a mixture. A mixture is absolutely perfectly, because I sometimes do self-inquiry as well, very rarely, but sometimes I do, and then that's fine. It doesn't say that if you are in Sharanagati, it doesn't mean that you can't go on to Vicharana path.
Of course. Yeah.
So, and sometimes, I don't know how many.
As you said, Vani, I think it does happen, no? Even if you're in surrender path, there are times we inquire into ourselves. There are a lot of times when we are in the karma yoga also. We do actions without expectations. We don't seek a result, and we are happy with whatever result that comes. And I think it's a mixture of everything. Yeah. And it's so beautiful.
I told about that where there is will, there is Guru's grace. After that, I got into medicine, I got into training, doing things. In second or third year, I found it very difficult that year to pass it. I'm studying. I'm not able to achieve the marks or targets I'm getting. I again went to Nannagaru. Again, this was silence, and he looked at me and said, "How are the studies going?" I'm like, I didn't say anything. I said, okay. Then he's like, read in between the lines. You're not reading in between the lines. Assimilate information to make a diagnosis. Person, if we look it in the materialistical, worldly manner, who comes from this little small village, Jinnuru, If you look from a worldly perspective, I'm studying medicine and he's giving me advice on how to study medicine.
That too in London.
You know, if a worldly person who is not spiritually associated, he looks at this like, what's happening here? Who are you taking the advice from? And can you believe it? That is what has actually helped me to study. Even till date.
Mm-hmm.
You know, take a bird's eye view on what am I studying? What is the objective of my study?
Mm.
And I apply it to everything. I'm doing something. I'm having a conversation with you today. What is the objective of that conversation? Why am I having a conversation? What is the purpose? So ultimately he has directed me. And the next time when I went, he gave me this Bhagavan sayings book. And one of the other thoughts, wanting to reform the world without discovering one's true self is like trying to cover the world with leather to avoid pain of walking on stones and thorns. See, if there is a thorny path and you want to cross it, if you doing it, it is enough if we wear shoes. The entire path is covered by leather so that you can walk on.
Yes.
It is simple. Solution is wear shoes. If you find materialistic world is giving you that kind of mental peace disturbance, you need to ask it. You need to
yourself.
Don't start reforming the side of the world and expect that everyone is wrong. I am right.
That again leads to another. Another ditch. Like again, it's your ego playing a game.
It is playing a game because whenever I got into this very nasty discussion with my professor. And I'm like, oh my God, this is where the ego is coming in place. He put me in check-in. And then another year passed again. I'm like, will, you should have will, you should have will. Will is something which will take you places. I'm like, okay, is this the correct path? And then, bam, I open the book. This is another saying, there is neither creation nor destruction, neither destiny nor free will. There is neither achievement nor failure. This is the final truth. Wait a minute, let me go back. I thought will is everything. I was like, there is nothing, there is nothing, there is no you, there is no I. It is just oneness. It is simply there.
Awesome.
So there is no, it for our ease and convenience, even for today's talk, I am saying him, he. I would rather say me. I still am I referring to him. Because it is the oneness in me and oneness in him which has connected, because both are one and same.
Yes. Yes, Vani.
And if one has to just concentrate on one thought, it is this thought. There is neither past nor future. There is only present.
Now. Absolutely.
Now.
Yes.
And am I connected with him? In the past, you might have been a criminal. It doesn't matter. Are you connected right
now? Right now, yes.
You begin the day, and recently one thing I've started doing, whenever I sleep, people hug pillows. I imaginarily actually hug Nannagaru's feet and I sleep like that. I don't know, somehow it is giving me this sense of, I'm done with the day. Results of the day are for you. Not much to worry about. It, they can be good, they can be bad, they can be anything. And it is still like, I am still in the duality. I'm still doing it. But I'm able to identify the moment, okay, I'm going into dual, come back. So in a way, again, I'm going into inquiry.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, is it oneness or dualness in my thoughts? But again, even if I get the dualness, I'm not feeling guilty. I'm accepting it.
Yeah. Actually, acceptance, beautiful. Actually, as you said, no, not much importance is given to it. But, Vani, Ganesh and Garu, right? Like, Bhagwan's
Yeah.
brother's grandson.
Yeah.
Ganeshan Garu, all his life, he was giving Bhagwan's teachings all his life, right? He's 84 now. Most of his most of the time he speaks only about acceptance. And once he came a couple of times to Jinnur in recent times. He came earlier also. So Nannagaru asked him to speak in Ramanakshetram Jinnur. He spoke nearly 1.5 to 2 hours. His whole topic was just acceptance of everything that's happening to you as the gift of Bhagwan.
It's so true.
Yeah. So when you started your conversation with acceptance, I remember this because I was doing the translation between Ganeshan Garu and Nannagaru.
Okay.
So everything he spoke was about acceptance and elaborating on acceptance.
See, that's what, because this brings me to another quote of Bhagavan. Greatest error of a mankind is to think that we are weak by nature and evil by nature. We are not. We are divine and strong.
Yes, absolutely. I love this, Vani. See, many times, from childhood, you come across various religions. You come across, friends from various religions, and people believe in different things. I always respected everybody's view, but this sinning part, I never liked. Though like Bhagwan hasn't come into our lives by then, even as a child, I never liked this word sin and sinner and sinning. Because when you're connected to God and when you love God, you see only beauty, light, and like sacredness everywhere. So it's just a different perspective, isn't it, Vani? Like it depends on the eye which we are looking at. If I love Vani unconditionally, anything she does is not a mistake to me.
True. Similarly,
because once you love somebody unconditionally, nothing they do really is bad or a sin or a wrong or anything. So I think it's just your perspective, and if you can see beauty in everything, if you see divinity in everything, we won't find anything called sin or sinner or sinning.
I told this to my mother-in-law, the way I told my mother-in-law, the way you love your son is the way God loves me, unconditionally.
Yeah.
No matter what he does, he never does any wrong to you. And she's bless her heart, she's such a I know I am so blessed by this. Coming back to what you are saying, the sin and all, I believe in this quote because we are by nature divine. We are by nature our habits, our desires, our thoughts, our vasanas, what people like. And it is, when you fall into mud, the truth is you are fallen into the mud. Accept it. You can't say that I'm not in the mud, you're lying.
I did not get dirty or it didn't cause me inconvenience. Yeah, you accept it, but you can wash it off.
Okay, we can wash it off. There are methods to clean. Some stains might be tougher, can take longer to go. Some might be easier to go. True. And the thing is, don't put a time limit on it.
Yeah.
And now it's something which is not easy. Sometimes there might be situations. It might be a relationship, between you or your in-laws, or it might be you or your other half, or it might be siblings and whatever. I think anything you do, there's this Chinese proverb, you do anything for 21 days, it becomes your habit.
Yes.
Try and diligently do that. 21 days, you want to think about Bhagavan once or Nannagaru the moment you wake up. I tried for the first 21 days, the first wake up thought. It didn't happen 17 days. I always, the moment you get up, it is about the schedule and all. But I used to, I didn't have this time limit. Okay, I want to do that. When I wake up, he should be my first thought. It didn't happen. But eventually, he came to me. He came in my...
Consistency.
And then, I've been practicing it. and some days it might not happen, but most of the days it is happening now.
Yes. Because consistently you gave yourself time, you made an effort to do that, and it will come.
And what's funny is, what Bhagavan teaches us, or Nannagaru teaches, eventually what all you learned have to be forgotten.
Yes.
All of this, going into good paths, doing smarana or chanting of his name or doing pujas, doing everything, eventually all will go away. What will remain is that oneness. And actually life has become much easier now with that.
Yeah, definitely. No, I mean, yeah, you work hard. No, see, we work hard and you get the result. You get the fruit of your efforts. Similarly, in spiritual life also, we, as like we are children in the path, and like we fall down, we get up, we fall down, we get up. Finally, we grow in the path, and everything becomes very easy and simple.
We grow leaps and bounds.
Yes.
And even marriage in my life, was such a big point of discussion. When I went to visit Nannagaru asked me, where are you going? This was for my marriage, 2013 December. We were on a South tour. And I'm like, I just got out of a toxic relationship and I was not at all interested in marriage or anything. I told my mom, please let me live my life. Seriously not interested in any kind of relationships, and let me focus on my studies right now. I'm into medicine, and let's think about. My mom like, eventually you'll need a companion and all. I said, as a mother, I understand what you're telling, but she didn't push me or anything, because she's into the spiritual path as well. She's I think she's way ahead of where one needs to be. Some days I speak to my mother, I'm like, is it my mother or is it to a guru I'm speaking? I feel I get that.
Because I think your surrender is also genetically brought over from your mother.
Exactly. We've seen many ups and downs in life. Everyone has struggled. She had her fair share of struggle. So me, my mother and my dad were on this South tour. Nannagaru asked, what all places are you going? So I said, we are going to Kanchi, we are going here and there. And he said, okay, visit Kanchi, and if possible, go to the Peetham. Go there. He said, okay, I'll go there. I didn't pay much attention. We went to Arunachalam. I liked there. I love being there. And then I came back and we went to Kanchi, and then the Peethadipati, he wasn't there initially, and then someone, we were going out, to me, my mom and dad said, Peethadipati, he's inside, please go inside. Then we went inside. We three were sitting there, and then I was looking at him. I'm like, oh, Nannagaru said to visit him, right? And then I'm like, yes. And they were speaking in Tamil at that time. I know Tamil very fluently now. But
you didn't know it then. Yeah.
No,
I you didn't know it.
It was a stopover for going to Arunachalam. That's a close Tamil relationship I had. So we went out. We gave some offerings. We went out. He said, the Peethadipati said, and the Amma and the Ponnu Koopudu. What he said was, call that mother and daughter back. So we went back, and we didn't understand why he called us back. And then he asked my mother, who is she? She is my daughter. What's happening? He asked. And my mom was like, what to say? Because I just got out of a toxic relationship and all. My mom said she got out of a relationship. I'm just worried how she's going to live her life.
Her future, yeah.
He looked at me and he said two sentences. She will get married in next 1 year. And that Arunachaleshwarudu will come her as husband.
So your Shivakumar has come.
Yeah. You wouldn't believe that someone like Lord Shiva, I keep chanting Shivanamam every day, but 100 times a day, Shiva, 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 Shiva. And I listened to that. I had a smirk to myself. Kya,
Yeah.
to bhi hai, will I get married? This is not going to happen. I was very happy. I was single. I'm going to rock the world. I'm going to study. I'll live at the hospital 20 hours a day. And I'm like, I'm not getting into this marriage. This is not happening.
Hmm.
And this is how we think generally in our life. Like, no, I'm not doing that. And eventually we end up doing it.
Doing that, yes. Yes.
Cut to the chase, within 30 days, first time I met my husband in Lord Subramanyeshwara Swami's temple. Talking about Pradosham, I had an argument with him. You're talking wrong about Arunachaleshwar story. This is not what has happened, because Arunachalam is so dear. I'm so fiercely protective towards any of that thing, and that's how we started. And fast forward 9 months, we got married. And I laid a condition to my husband. My Guru is at most important to me. We will go there. We will meet him. If he says no, then this is it. There is no going beyond this. We went to Arunachalam. Nannagaru met Shiva. Nannagaru looked at me. He gave me an opportunity at that time. You want to get married? This is how he literally asked me. I remember his face, his eyes going small, his forehead creased. Kausarama, do you need it? You want to get married? And I didn't say anything. I looked at him. He looked at Shiva. And, he just kept staring at Shiva. And afterwards he told me he has got this, he said, he's such a gentleman. He told me, your husband is such a gentleman. And he literally praised Shiva in all of these words, immediately on top of my head. And he spoke about Shiva in one of his speeches, saying that I recently spoke to a gentleman from London. I said to him that Indian streets are not clean. London streets are very... That gentleman replied, Nannagaru, it is not street, it is the attitude of people. We litter everywhere in India. The same people who go back to London, even Indians, they don't litter there. So it is our attitude which is like that. Otherwise, India is great. And Nannagaru was like, I am so happy he has defended India. And that this incident itself proves that he's got such purity of thought. And trust me, I shouldn't be bragging about, but I hit a jackpot. If there is a competition of getting a good husband, I've hit a jackpot on that.
See, because it's Arunachaleshwara.
No, it's just not Arunachaleshwara. Apart from family, it is very hard to get a partner who stands for you every time saying, I have your back.
Amazing.
My mom says, I am astonished that an Indian man, knowing typically, he wakes, even today morning, I was studying and I was doing consultations. I slept at 3 o'clock. My younger one came running to me to wake me up. He immediately came and scooped her in her arms, took saying, Mommy is sleeping. You can go to her when she wakes up.
How sweet.
Every time, I'm studying, he just comes down, he's using a toilet, he'll just come make a cup of coffee, no matter it is 2:30, 3 o'clock in the night, he'll just make a cup of coffee. My daughters have been going to school. I don't know, I know where the school is. I don't know what time the school run happens. He wakes them up, he gets them ready. We consciously, as a couple, made a decision that because I have just started my career and he is established in his career, he even passed up on a couple of promotions so that I can go ahead in my career, because one has to down because of kids. One has to be with kids all the time.
Yes.
So he was like,
amazing.
Interested in studying, you do what it takes to be what you are, and you don't worry about the kids, I have your back. I expect, I don't know if I've chosen for myself or my parents would have chosen me, I would have gotten any better husband, because my husband was chosen by him.
Of course. I still remember No, I still remember in the hotel room that Nannagaru came. We could see Arunachala through this glass window. And Nana was sitting, we could see Arunachala, you and Shiva were sitting in front of him, your
Yeah.
mom, dad and me were sitting behind. And such a lovely conversation, no? For
He
a very
got
long time, Vani.
that position in front of Nannagaru. He got garlands and he made us exchange there.
Yes. I mean,
I believe that is our marriage.
he conducted your marriage.
He did.
In Arunachalam.
That's what I am. And every time after that, whenever you get married, even till date, what's beautiful is he doesn't understand my concept of surrenderness, and I have never asked him to.
Uh-huh.
But the difference is he respects it though.
Uh-huh.
He won't stop me in my path. But that's not his path. And I told him, when it comes to spirituality, this is where you need to be selfish. It's fine.
Yeah. Each one has their own path. It doesn't matter.
Each one has his path. He is, I don't know if you, I'm not stereotyping, but Tamilians are known for visiting temples.
Yes, of course. Yes. Very, very traditional people, yeah.
Very traditional people, and a daughter-in-law in such household is expected to kind of be at a different level of
yes.
And again a blessing in terms of my mother-in-law. Never once did she force me come to temple. If I have will and wish, and even till date, and that's why I feel that all of this, whatever has been done, has happened because I gave my entire decision-making process up to him. I left it up to him. I no longer fight. Should I do that? Should I do this? Everything is on to him. It's his responsibility. And that's when I get, that happiness, it comes from within.
Yeah.
I can put that in words. When you are taken care of,
yes.
Imagine that your partner or imagine that your mother or father have done something already without you even asking for it. The kind of joy you get because this is my, they know what I want.
Yes. Yeah.
And love will be reciprocated with love. Fear will be reciprocated with fear.
With fear. Absolutely, Vani. I mean, this is one point which is very, very important. You will reflect what you are.
Exactly. That's where the start of the conversation, when you were saying that, Vani, you are shining, that shine is because of the light of the Guru's grace on me. I have no credit in it. And every time he's, as they say, when a tree is laden with more fruit, it kind of comes down because of the weight of the fruit. That's the humbleness you have. Every time someone prays me, immediately I get a voice within, this is because of grace. That there is no place for ego now. That's it. And I'm very proud to say one thing for sure, that ego is gone. 99% swept it away. No way does it raise its head that it is me, I am doing it. That kind of thought has stopped coming in.
Amazing.
And if I start, telling you these experiences of everyday life, there are millions and millions of them. But one, I believe, Nannagaru keeps saying in Telugu, Puli notlo padda mamsam mukka. It's very hard to get it back. Once, as I say, a tiger or any animal, as a matter of fact, has its prey.
The food goes in.
To get that prey back from it.
Yeah.
So it's.
And also, Nannagaru used to say, there is a chance for the animal to miss the prey, but Guru's jaws will never miss the ego of a devotee.
It's so tightly within yourself. But that's again the trust, the respect, the love. What you will give it to a normal relationship, to your wife or husband, to your kids, or what you expect from a relationship. Treat them the same. Do not put him on a pedestal and make him difficult to achieve. Someone whom we can never achieve.
Yeah. I mean, that's another, very ignorantly, that's why, it was so important that Nannagaru came into our lives, Vani. I mean, God personified in human body and moved with us as a part of us and never apart.
No, that's what I'm saying. I told anyone who sees me now, oh my God, you're successful. You are this alpha female. Nowadays they have coined, English has coined new term. You are this alpha
Alpha.
female. And like, the other day, one of my Indian colleagues were like, "Man, you are an alpha female. You have this." And I said, "You don't know what I did. How much I worked hard to get here."
Mm-hmm.
Then I realized, I said, "How much I worked hard to get here?" The immediate voice was like, "Ma'am, you have done nothing."
Guru carried us through.
Exactly. It is like when someone is doing a surgery on you, if you cut a person without putting anesthesia, and before and after anesthesia effect, that's how it was. All of the karma, all of the prarabdha.
Correct.
Things were,
Absolutely. I mean,
but I was
you use the right terminology, Ivani. It was like we were given anesthesia and we never walked our life. It was all he
exactly
that did
what
everything.
that I look back, the kind of, I used to very I think playfully say to you, Vijay and Naya as well, I should be the poster board of Nannagaru. If ever there was a marketing done for Nannagaru today, I am the poster child of what he can do. And if anyone I find who are there in their, it's like I am in the darkest of darks, I'm in my low period. If I can make it, anyone can make it. Most of the, all of them, all the people, they know, right, who know me right from my childhood. I have seen very darker times. And mom has seen darker times, and there was
True.
people used to literally pity my mom.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a rebel child she has. How are you even looking after her? And the calmness she had, my mom, she sailed through is because of, if she was sane enough, it was because of Nannagaru.
Of course. She has been in grace all through, Vani. I mean, both of you have been completely in grace always. And as a spectator, like your mom is one extreme, you are one extreme, but grace has been the same to both of you. So, I mean, it's such beauty, Vani. As you said, no, a different angle. Like in the same family, she's different, you're different. You're a contrast of each other. But
Exactly.
Grace worked wonders equally on both of you.
And I would like to say, if not equally till date, I would say, Nannagaru
Was been more partial to you.
they were more partial to me, and he told me one thing. He told very clearly. I love Nannagaru as well, but somehow when I visited Arunachalam, I love Bhagwan as well very dearly. I don't see them as different. I don't
You
see
don't
them
see
as
them
different.
as different, but you were connected instantly to Bhagwan. I think for your very first visit.
When I was first coming to London, he came to the Maulali house we had. And I was very reluctant to go to London. I was like, why should I leave you and go? Why should I leave my dad and mom and go? It's, I don't want to. I don't want to leave my safety net. Then he looked at me again and said one word, let me promise you. Mind you, I tell Nannagaru never says, let me promise you that easily to anyone. He told me, let me promise you and tell you one thing, wherever you go, 24/7, Bhagwan is with you. He did not even say like in terms of he's telling the satsangas or Bhagwan is within you, he's in nothing of that.
No. It was a personal, direct talk.
Exactly. He told me he is with you, and sometimes when I want to, I definitely experience that presence. you feel that safety net, that he is with me no matter what I am doing, even if I am living in duality.
Yeah,
And the
beauty. Yeah.
The courage it gave me to the heights of it.
Yeah. Yes.
And I am very proud to say, as a Nannagaru's devotee and his grace on me, I won over my fears.
Yeah.
Especially of failure.
Beautiful.
It's either going to be succeeding now or succeeding later. That's my option.
That's all. Absolutely, Vani.
Be it spiritual or material, I know that it's either I'm succeeding at this attempt or at an next. That's it. Everything I start with, it starts with this. To summarize, anything I do or anything I have, I accept it. And I own it. And I won't get guilt to any of things I do. If something has not worked, I made a mistake, I accept it, it is done. It was meant to be.
Yeah.
And then how can I better it the next time? Even in terms of surrender. Okay, I didn't follow my guru's advice. I did what I should be doing knowingly, not unknowingly. All of us know what is the ideal thing to do. But we always do things which are far from ideal. That's what makes us human and him the God.
Yeah.
And that oneness in me and him is same. Do not, I would recommend, if to all of the listeners here today, do not put him on a pedestal and someone whom you're looking up to achieve. Him and us are the same. Experience that oneness through whichever form of devotion you want.
Yeah.
Choose your path. And again, if that path does not work and one wants to change that path, it's perfectly acceptable.
All right. Yes.
It's okay to change that path somewhere down the line, even if you've been with Nannagaru for 20 years and you realize this is not the path you want to be in. It's still fine.
Yeah, Nannagaru also gave the choice, no, Vani. He told them, see, in whosoever presence you feel complete peace and where you feel at home, that is your guru. If you don't feel it here, if you feel it somewhere else, that's your home, that's your path.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And enjoy that grace, that love. And especially when it comes to health, as being a doctor, another point I want to add this. Indian women and men, the mean to attain God is this body.
Yes.
Please respect it.
Yes.
For him, if you love him to the core, for example, if I love my mother and father, if they have given me something as a memorabilia or something, how much safe or careful I am about it. Similarly, this has been given to us because he loves us.
Yes.
Taking care of yourself, self-care, don't neglect.
Yes. Absolutely, Vani. True. Take care of your health. Yes, because health is also very important, because body is equally important to realize yourself. Body is important for work. Body is important to take care of people, take care of yourself. Yeah. So, yeah, physical health, mental health is very, very important, and never neglect it.
That's one thing I keep teaching whenever I get a chance, all to the devotees as well, because that is respecting him.
Yes, of course. Yes, Vani.
As Bhagavan very playfully says, someone asks, do you believe in idol worship? Bhagavan says, who doesn't? Every day in the morning you wake up, you brush your teeth, you take bath,
you do a lot of service to the body.
You do a lot of service. Idol worship is done by everyone. So it's really important to respect the means with which we are attaining him.
Yeah.
And identify this is just a means to attain him.
Means
this is
to
not
attain the Godhead, yes. This is not you. This is a means to attain the real you.
Exactly. And let's not deteriorate that means in that process. Let's take care of this physically and mentally, whatever it takes.
Yes.
And if anyone wants to connect again with me, either in person, want to share their experiences, I'm more than happy. I'm more than welcome. Anyone wants to do that, I'm more than happy to connect with them.
Yeah, definitely.
I think someone called L wrote exactly anesthesia on steroids to live in ecstasy. Absolutely, L, I agree with you. That's
like,
actually feel good.
You have been a huge inspiration, Vani. I mean, the rebel that you were, but no, you had this extraordinary quality in you always. You had this sharp intellect where you could grasp things very quickly.
Again, that is, I'll tell you one incident. When I first met Nannagaru, and then second time we went to Lakshmi Auntie's house in Madura Nagar. And Nannagaru looked at me and then looked at my mom and said that I am looking at this soul for the first time in this birth, but I have, some centuries of relationship with this soul. I couldn't even fathom what he was talking at that age and at that point. And he literally said, Madi, Janma Janmala Bandham. And on that day, on that second visit, he ignored everyone else. Not in that sense, I'm talking about physical perspective. He is everyone and everywhere. But when he was just looking at me, talking to me, asking about what I do. And, sometimes we think Guru's grace works on us even when we don't know.
Of course.
Like you go to office, you do your work. Next time you go to your office is clean because cleaners come in the night and do that work. If you don't, it doesn't mean that they are not cleaning it.
Yeah.
He does work. His work is not visible to us.
Visible, yeah.
It is not, to the naked eye, it is not visible, but that work is going on in the background.
Yes, all through.
All through it's going on. So remembering that. And
absolutely, Vani. Remembering the work that he's doing to us. Yeah.
Exactly. And there will be hurt, there will be tears, there will be, the peace.
Okay.
Every drama will be there.
Yes.
But more the drama, it means it is happening.
Yeah.
And people who meditate, a couple of my friends say, I get all these random weird thoughts, man, when I meditate. I remember Bhagavan was saying, when you're boiling milk, everything inside has to come up to the surface for it to...
Yeah. True.
So things in you, the deeper, darkest inner thoughts will come to the surface.
True.
Try to suppress them.
Yeah. Let them be, let them come, go. But never suppress, Vani. As you said, no, when you suppress, the more you suppress, it will wait for the opportunity and then it suddenly bursts out.
True.
Yeah. So just, as you said, accept it and let go.
So if one key word every one of us I would recommend is practice acceptance. The moment you practice acceptance, that's where we will actually feel as if I feel half of my work is done.
Yeah, absolutely, Vani. Because you're accepting yourself exactly as you are. You're accepting others exactly as they are. You're accepting every situation in life with grace. So nothing is difficult. Nothing seems impossible because everything flows in the grace.
And when I own up to things, and I feel one thing, that I have seen a few of them at Nannagaru's place itself. It might be their path. They think that their spiritual life and material life are different.
No, yeah, it's not.
And it is like as if you're traveling in the bus. If you keep your luggage on top of your head, the same bus is going to have the weight of that luggage as well. It's pointless.
Yes.
And it's as silly as because you're traveling in the bus, I'll keep my luggage or my suitcase on the top of my head and then sit in the bus. The bus is going to take the weight of you and your luggage, even though your luggage is not on. So do not please think, at least for me it works, that I don't keep my spiritual and personal life. They are an amalgamation. They are one and the same.
Yes, of course.
I seek God in the work I do. Please, if you are busy, do not feel guilty that you don't get time for God. I seek God wherever I am. Right now, right here, conservatory, where I am, in my house, I'm in the bus, I'm in the shower. Doesn't matter where I am. I will connect with Him instantly. And do not make religion a bias. Do not make your faith a bias, because no matter
absolutely.
you
is important. Yes,
He is
very important.
Eventually, all that one has learned will have to be forgotten, was the exact.
Yes.
And remember, again, another saying of Bhagwan, no one succeeds without effort. Those who succeed owe their success to perseverance.
Yeah, absolutely.
I owe whatever little, a drop in the ocean, what I am experiencing, is because of the perseverance, because of His grace. The perseverance won't come to you. Also, that is not
by
our
itself. Yes, again, it's by His grace. True, absolutely true.
Yearn for that. He'll be amused. When a child is asking you, please, 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 I want that. My daughters are specifically asking me to go to Legoland for the last 3 months. Looking at their perseverance, I yielded to it. That's how God yields to us. That please reveal yourself to me. Let me experience that one. For some it can be 3 months, another it can be 3 births. For some it can. There's no timeline on that.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about the timeline.
You don't have to, because this is not.
Because He knows what is best for you at the given point of time.
Absolutely, I think as a doctor, that is such both of us understand very well. One medicine for one patient is not the same for everyone. Everyone's disease and health are different, and the prescribed medicine.
Their medication is different. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's 4 o'clock. I've never realized the time.
We haven't realized the time either, because it's so wonderful, no? Like, such a beautiful communication. I'm
very junior in that path. There are many seniors, Akka, like you, Grishma, Vijay Annaya, my mother, and
your mother, especially your mother,
who does satsang.
Lot of reverence to all, because all, such matured, beautiful, ripe souls in devotion. Yeah.
Absolutely. That devotion, love to God is very important. If you can't do anything, if you even don't want to realize that oneness, it is perfectly acceptable just to go yourself, love Him. Love that oneness.
Especially because, see, once you understand how easy it becomes, we can become like babies, like now your kids, your 2-year-old, 4-year-old kids.
I am living like kid, I never take that innocence which comes from surrenderness will make you a good person.
Yeah.
A good individual.
And also it purifies your soul. It's spontaneously, that innocence. Yeah.
I would rather say it purifies the mind, Akka. Soul is already pure.
Yeah.
It is.
What is polluted is the mind.
Glass, you clear it, the vision is so clear that it purifies your mind. And I tell you, mind is false. Mind is a false concept. But having a purified versus unpurified will make a lot of difference in your materialistic life.
Obviously. Yes, Vani. Yeah. A lot.
Owe it to yourself, not because you want to attain something in the spiritual path. Just go easy on yourself by purifying your mind, and things will become so easy.
So easy and so beautiful.
It will.
Yeah.
And once it is like eating the tastiest thing, and you want to go back and eat it again and again and again. you will yearn for it.
And that's what keeps us going closer to the truth and losing the false identity. As you said, ego poindaka, like it's, I mean, I can strongly tell that my ego has, given up because of the grace, because of this beautiful grace which has taken over.
Anyone praises recent events, a lot of people, it has happened, people have praised me. By Nannagaru's grace, I came into contact with a few of the doctors and people from Apollo and all. They were like, Uma, they heard to the story. They don't know the spiritual side of story, the materialistic success itself. They were quite happy and they were like, a person who I'm hardly met said, Ma, I'm proud of you, of the journey you've done, you've taken.
Mm-hmm.
And then, this immediate thought, this is not my journey.
Mm.
This is the story or example of the grace of my Guru who has got me here.
Yes.
As
Actually,
I said,
he set you as an example for people to connect to divinity at any stage of life.
True.
Yeah.
At any stage and in any form, doesn't matter how dark, deep, or you think, people think that I am finished, I am done, there is no more remorse for me or there is no more hope for me in life. I went into those deepest and deepest of crevasses and I came out.
Mm-hmm.
He bounced, he pulled me back with the force with which he has shown me what getting ego can be. It is like, say that you burn the metal in fire to bring out the best in him is what I have literally gone through. And you keep on, you have to shape it into something good, you need to hit it hard.
Yeah.
And he hit me hard with my prarabdha karma to take all. I don't know, when I think how many, the more the grace, the more the difficulties you get, because you might have some 1,000 births in your kitty. He is taking it out all in one. Imagine the force of it. Every time you go through some hard, it's because his grace is working, he's pulling you out of it. At the same time, he safeguarded me at every point.
Yes.
Every action I took, every rebellious move I did in my childhood or teenage years, I was always protected.
Yes.
Never did any harm befall me.
Yes.
Any point of time, I was always having his safety net. So his grace works in such mysterious ways. You were thinking, oh my God, I've listened to Vani, hope that works on me today or some. It is already working because you are listening and you are in my journey. I'm sharing my journey with you. It is part of his grace. There is a reason, why 40 of us are right now in this call, because you are listening to these words because you are meant to listen this. It is, it is somewhere he is working towards it, and this is part of it. I think that kind of gives you the strength to go forward. And who am I telling? Again, you have seen everything around. If I am in class 10, you are like the PhD of it.
No, Vani, I think we are all in the same. We are all passengers in the same vehicle.
That's what we are there. We got on board.
Definitely,
now
we got on board.
Ability to get to the destination. Take us there.
So as you said, no, if you could put all the burden on him, we can just have our batani and enjoy the ride.
Do not carry luggage of your mind or purifying it or doing shravana, doing self-inquiry. Just take the luggage and put it on beside. He will take it.
Have your love in your heart. See him everywhere. You live in the present, connecting to him.
Absolutely.
It's a melodious, fantastic life. The beauty of surrender cannot be described, Vani, as you say. I mean, every day you have so many miracles happening that it becomes so natural and a part of your life that there's nothing apart from it.
It is absolutely part of my life, Akka. There is no change in it at all.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it, Kadra.
Things keep happening to me, and I'm like, yes, man. I had a 9 months gap on my passport for which I don't qualify for visa at all. Forget about studying medicine, becoming a doctor in this country. My application got rejected. First time ever I called. I never used to call Nannagaru from London, the telephone calls. I don't do that. First time ever I called him. He lifted the phone. This force of this that I got into medicine, but I can't do it because I don't have a valid visa. I broke down into tears. I didn't talk anything on the phone. He said hello. I said hello. I started crying. I cried for 2 minutes. I put the phone down. I didn't say anything. My mom was like, you called him, you didn't talk to him. Because in those days it was very difficult. Nannagaru not used to speak to many people on phone. Who on that day who was there who said Vani from London has called, and you've given him the phone, and then all I did was cry and put the phone down. Midnight, 2 o'clock, my brother's friend called me at those same day visa appointments wherein you'll get the result same day. They were booked for the next 6 months.
My God.
And the same day I spoke to Nannagaru, one of my brother's friend called saying that a family which was supposed to apply for a visa is cancelling 2 slots. I remembered your sister. My brother didn't spoke to that agent for 2 years. I don't know why he called my appointment. Apparently my brother's another agent told him, because my brother works in immigration, he's got quite a few agents. One of the agents told me Anand is looking for a slot for his sister. He made an effort to research my brother's number, called my brother and offered the appointment to us, which was 8 hours away from London, and I was in some other city called Broadstairs. My brother came there, drove 2 hours to pick me up from there, came back to London, prepared my application for an 8 o'clock appointment in the morning, and we travelled all night. My brother drove all night there.
Wow. Wow.
My brother told me one thing, because you have a gap in your passport, they might reject it. If your application goes inside through the counter, I guarantee you will get the visa. But they usually same day appointments, if you have a gap in the passport, the rule is you have to post it. It might be 6 months or 10 months before the visa comes out at that point of time. And tell me if this is a miracle or not. The girl who's accepting the visa applications in the window is a friend of my sister. Actually, I told you, sister of my friend, sorry. So my friend whom I know, whom I studied pre-medical course, I studied with her. I used to meet that sister every time. Whenever we used to hang out. I'm like, hey Vani, what are you doing here? I'm like, she's like, I'm doing my placement because I'm going to study law, right? Oh, yeah. She did not even see there was a bag. She just took the application, she processed it.
You just cried to Nannagaru and you just hung up the phone.
I didn't do anything. I'm like,
your visa was done.
Got admission. I am there, I have achieved. People told me you can't do this. People told me you're leaving a job. People judged me for it. People laughed at my family for saying you are allowing her to take rash decisions. She's left a job. People came to my mother and told, do you even know what you're doing? She left a good paying job in a bank to go back and study. She's doing whatever she wants and you're not stopping her. These were the words said to my mother, and like, how can you allow being a mother? How can you allow do this? Because of your spirituality, she is doing whatever she wants. Nannagaru got people of me. It was not all hunky-dory people, Aruna, my mother's name is Aruna. She goes to Nannagaru and she's not taking care of her child. My mother got blamed because of it. That's why her child became like this. And
Nannagaru said another thing, Vani. Vani, you will shine and glow and you will succeed so much, but I will not be there to witness you with these eyes. I mean, physically, yeah. And he told it with such sentiment, Vani. It feels so touching whenever we think of it because he treated everybody so dearly, but yeah, certain memories of him with the devotees are unforgettable. Huh? And the way you used to come, no, the very, very speciality about Vani with Nannagaru, which I haven't seen with any other devotee. I need to mention this. You would come with, I mean, like every best variety of sweet from the best sweet shops. And Nannagaru from far, he would say, she's carrying the shop with her. Shop anta తెచ్చేస్తుందండి మనకి జిన్నూరు. She knows that I will not eat. This is another statement he used to make, Vani. Vani knows that I will not eat any of them, but she will never stop bringing loads of it. Be it chocolates, be it sweets, anything generously in huge quantities.
I started then, I remember I started getting sweaters few years before he passed away. One time he
and
said...
used to wear it so fondly, Vani.
Yeah.
I mean, and they used to look so good on him. And we would remember you whenever you wore it. And he would also feel so, happy wearing it.
One of my other cousins from US got a sweater and apparently Nannagaru told her, no, Vani will get it. This is not I like. Vani knows. She was Nannagaru who told me today, Akka, that Vani will get me the sweater. She knows what to get. I sometimes feel, what did we deserve to do such, earn that love?
That's true.
And suddenly realize, because I'm seeing himself as a different entity from me, I'm getting this question. Me and him are one. I am that love. That's why I'm experiencing it.
Yes, absolutely, Vani.
I am experiencing that grace because I am that.
Yes.
I am him. I am no different from him. I am just masked by this mind hangama, drama and all of this nonsense because it is like you're not able to see through the glass window because of the dirt on it. Once, and to clear that, to take all of that impurities away or whatever you call it, the obstacles, whatever meaning you want to give it, his light will shine through in the dark.
Yep.
And you don't have to fight for any of it. How easy it is. It is like you need to study for an exam, then you will pass. It is like you don't even have to study because he'll make you study for it. No, such an effortless thing just to love him.
Absolutely. Just love him, yes. Vani, everything becomes so easy. That's why, I remember this quote that he has gifted and he showed it in his love. Just one small quote of love. No, it's a small gift article. A very small one, Vani. Love is a small word, but it consists of everything.
Exactly.
He picked it, he read it and he said, this is enough. This is enough.
One thing which I think owing to the time as well, one last thing is everything in the world is my Guru. A cup, a table, a spoon, a phone, a person, even it be a litter bin, everything in this world is my Guru. It's him. Inanimate objects, animate objects, everything is him. And I've started segregating people as, lovable Bhagwan and grumpy Bhagwan.
This is interesting.
People I don't like or people who I don't
Grumpy
do well as grumpy Bhagwan.
No, this is quite interesting.
Yeah, I've done that because I've realized. Ammo, in the Bhagwan is grumpy Bhagwan. He won't, consultants who don't sit with me or people who don't prefer me or my directness or my honesty or straightforwardness. I'm like, these are grumpy Bhagwans. We have got grumpy Bhagwans, don't laugh. That's fine. that's still a manifestation of myself in them. I'm like, okay, that's my manifestation. Because me and them.
Actually, we spoke of this Vani last satsang, no? Like that Nannagaru told. You practice seeing Bhagwan everywhere. There's
True.
something like inner and outer. Inner you experiencing, outer also experience him as him. So then you will lose the separateness and difference. You become one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by doing so, Grumpy Bhagwan, it kind of becomes a funny concept, and I don't lose my mental peace whenever they say that Grumpy Bhagwan is saying something. Chumma.
Maybe I think you can laugh at it rather than feel bad about it.
Exactly. There are instances which keep happening. And I'm like, this is Grumpy. You Akka, I should mention this. There was heated arguments when you're newly married. I'm sure that many of us who are married do understand that you get into these heated arguments with your better half. And the moment the thought crosses Grumpy Bhagwan, I start laughing. And when I start laughing, Shiva starts laughing. And he was like, this is not fair. Every argument we end up laughing. And it's really given me mental.
What an easy route to peace, Vani. This is so wonderful.
Imagine Grumpy Bhagwan, and then that's it. It just flies out, and any arguments we had, it goes out of the window. We don't even remember what were we fighting actually. Sometimes like why? It practically helps me. These might sound weird, but they help me in my everyday life.
I mean, no, it's not weird. It's something really interesting. It's like a new recipe in spirituality where you you made things very easy with a very, like a beautiful clue.
So that's how I practice this manifestation of, okay, this is good, this is bad. And, again, classifying something good and bad also are false. But,
yes,
you can't live your life, the progress stage by stage. And it can't be that I am Bhagwan, he is also Bhagwan, so he will already know me telling to him. It doesn't work that way. Let's not put over-intelligence into effect here. I did that also.
Oh, you did that also?
I tried all recipes. I am like, okay, there is Bhagwan in that guy, there is Bhagwan in me, so I won't say anything. Let's see what happens.
So there's nothing that you haven't experimented on.
I missed class and then I had to work extra. That happened. So don't, trying silly tactics. He is not sitting there, but he proves himself every time. It's like, not this time, bahut ho gaya type. Just keep doing your work. Your efforts.
Don't be over smart.
So yeah, it's sincerity which matters if you're making efforts. Don't do this, or this is my personal experience. Advice is, it's not about testing him. If it's sincere enough efforts, it will definitely be reciprocated.
True.
The sincerity is, he'll definitely judge the sincerity. He's very clever, I'm telling you.
Of course.
He knows you are doing this out of laziness or out of really sincerity.
Yeah.
And you will get reprimanded for that. Something
of course.
happens and that thought crosses. And he's like, don't do. And when I say reprimanded, I'm not saying about anything. Something, I was being lazy the other day and I came to the heater and I put my hand on it and I was having this thought. And I was like, oh my God, it's so hot. And that's Bhagwan's way of reprimanding. Don't do nonsense. Do what I said. Do what you're meant to do. And I literally, it's literally like this with me every day. That's how I am. Yeah. Might sound easy to some people, but that's how it is.
You're adorable. You're adorable no matter what.
With me, it was always a roller coaster. My methods are very, similarly very weird, but trust me, they work.
Because love is the factor. Inherently there's always love.
Yes. I can proudly, very honestly and sincerely say, I love my mother, I love my father, I love my guru with the same amount of love, if not more.
And of course your brother Anand.
Of course. He is
That's
my...
understood. That's understood.
He is part of my being. I know he is part of my oneness.
Yeah. Absolutely, Vani. Absolutely.
He is part of my oneness.
And definitely. I mean, on
Not
the materialistic level,
I say,
be it
as
materialistic or spiritual, you've made everyone proud.
No. That's where is an opportunity. I can again say that, I made proud. No, he gave me an opportunity, used me to show people that this is how, I again say, I know Vijayannaya, you, everyone, I am the poster child of Nannagaru grace. What a life can be without and what can a life be with. That's what
he chose you for that because it's a bigger task actually, Vani. It's a bigger task, no? It's a bigger task. And you were the challenging child.
I am still, but not in that to my mom. I had an argument with her over such a silly thing. We were in a conference call and I was like, I wished you Yugadi. You did not return in turn, wished me. Some random stuff. Why are you doing? And then there's when I kept the phone down, there was this thought like, what are you asking your mother? What is it that you want? Do you have a clarity in what you are asking your mother and what were you irritated? You were irritated of something and we all do this. The person we love the most, we use them as a spring.
Yeah, we usually, show it on them. No matter what disturbed you, you show it on somebody whom you love more.
And then I'm like, what has happened? And then I traveled back into the root of that disturbance. And then I thought, my mother is used to this now. She's like, it's everyday. She'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think we've already taken a lot of time of all the people.
Yeah. Thank you No. It was a wonderful session. Thank you so much, Vani. We'll connect again and again. And wish you loads of more and more success. And as Nannagaru said, we are seeing you shine. I mean, through the eyes of all devotees, he's seeing Vani shine.
Hey Akka, you, Grishma, Vijayannaya, Sunilannaya, all of you are doing a tremendous work. I still feel sometimes that I should contribute more towards this journey, but probably
Of course you will.
I'll probably have more time, then I'll definitely.
Definitely, Vani. Definitely. I think you can give suggestions on health also because you have more experience in it. Yeah, definitely. We will stay connected. We will work together.
Sure, I've already
journey together. Yeah.
Given my numbers. If anyone wants to connect, please feel free to connect. Anywise, it's absolutely.
Thank you so much, love. You've been so beautiful.
Beautiful, full, absolutely
full.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Vani. Loved having you here. We will connect again soon.
Sure.
Bye.
Sure.
Thank you.
Bye.
Om Shri Nana Paramatmane Namaha.
Guru Rupamo Giri Rupamo Sri Nana Padame Mako Saranyam